All right, so Travels with Dottie here with a car full of Sally Forth, Kit the Wonder Dog, and Barb. Is your head back there? Can you see is your head there? There's Barb. And Dottie is down there somewhere in the back. So this is a full vehicle. And where are we? We are just coming into, we're about 10 miles outside of Parker, Arizona. And why are we here? And why are we on another road trip? Well, it's because I have to go to the hospital.
And you didn't want to go alone.
And I didn't want to go alone. I'm terrified. No, I'm just kidding. I am going to the hospital, but it's to get tests associated with my medical clearance for the hip surgery. They couldn't do the stuff they needed to do in Quartzsite, so they sent me up here this morning. Chest x-ray, EKG, UA test, and a blood test that they say Medicare won't pay for, so I'll have to fight that battle with Medicare. It's funny, I talked to my sister who's been on Medicare for 15 years. She said, I have never had them turn down anything. And in your first month, they're turning you down for simple blood tests. And I bet it's a coding error. I bet the doctor or nurse is coding it incorrectly, that's going to be my guess. But I'll have to pay out of pocket. And then when the explanation of benefits comes in, I'll have to follow the appeal procedure to get my money back, which is I'm a little disappointed, but it's reality.
Well, and so I have a question, actually, because I don't know about this since I haven't had any Medicare claims since I switched to Plan G. But do they immediately check it to see whether or not it's covered and then you got to pay, or do they bill Medicare and then Medicare?
No, when they schedule it, they won't let it schedule unless it's covered by the insurance. So they wouldn't let them schedule it because Medicare was not saying not covered. So they had to schedule it as a cash pay.
Interesting. Well, I haven't had that experience yet. So far, the only experience I have had is being in the hospital in the ER in Tucson a few weeks ago after I broke my foot in 2 places, and nobody said anything about giving me a bill, and my expectation is that my only bill is going to be the $257 Part B copay.
I've already paid that. I paid that at the surgeon's office the first day. So there's something just not right here, because generally, Medicare, this isn't a Advantage plan. There's no insurance company making a decision here. Medicare isn't going to say no to a blood test that a doctor is saying my patient needs. It's not like a expensive blood test. All it is checking for clotting factors in preparation for my surgery. And for any medical person at an insurance company or Medicare to say, oh, we don't think that's necessary, doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever. So
really
we'll see. So what this means is I should have medical clearance by tomorrow, which is Thursday, and hopefully I'll hear Thursday or maybe Friday from the surgeon if they can get me into a cancellation in March. I'll probably scare the crap out of me and say, yeah, we'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn this around because it's not a very boring view once you get to this leg of the Parker trip. There's some pretty impressive mountains coming into Parker here. I believe we are on the Indian reservation.
We are. We just saw the sign that said welcome to the Colorado River Indian Tribes, Indian Nation, something like that. I'm just glad to be along for the ride. Me too.
I'm sure you didn't hear it, but Barb said me too from way back there.
Way back there.
Is Dottie asleep?
Yes.
Sorta. When you said Dottie, she opened her eyes. and then slammed them and closed again. Not like Kit. Kit's like Rust. He never sleeps.
Like Rust?
Yeah, Rust never sleeps. You don't remember those commercials?
No.
I can't remember what it was commercial for now, but yeah, there used to be a commercial out that it used, maybe it was Rust-Oleum, because Rust never sleeps. As in, it's always active until you stop it.
Well, this is an example of what they call the Mandela effect. This is because Sally has a memory from a parallel universe.
I have many memories from many parallel universes. I never know exactly where I'm going to end up.
One of the things is that Parker's a pretty small town. And one of the surprising things to me is that they have 2 car dealerships in town.
Yeah.
A Chevy and a Ford dealership, which is pretty valuable information if you stay in Quartzsite in the winter and you have a Ford or a Chevy, where you really only feel comfortable at the dealership.
I didn't know there was a Chevy and a Ford dealership in Quartzsite.
Nope. Parker.
Parker. Barb, we're going to Parker, not Quartzsite.
We came from Quartzsite.
We came from Quartzsite.
And how far is it to Havasu after Parker?
Another 45 minutes or so.
Oh, wow.
45 minutes to an hour. And the drive between Parker and Havasu is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
There's some nice camping there in Lake House.
I've only ever camped I camped at the state park one night, years ago, and I've camped at the fairgrounds for an Escapers event. Mm-hmm. That's the only camping I've done around Havasu. Kid. Hey, that's enough. Sit. Good boy.
So this is my first time going to and seeing the Parker Hospital. Parker, the clinic that I go to in Quartzsite is part of the Parker Hospital La Paz. I think it's called La Paz Hospital. It's part of the La Paz health system. In the center of it is Parker Hospital. When they take my blood and stuff in Quartzsite, it's transported up to the hospital for the testing.
And did they not take your blood because you had to come up here anyway?
The lab wasn't open. It's only open in the mornings. It's called Quartzsite Imaging. It's right next to my doctor's office. They're only open like 7 to 12 Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's like a police car. Sheriff. And here's I think we're going to see the valley where Parker is.
Look at all that green. Off to the left.
People back east will look at that and go, green? What are you talking about, green? Well, I don't see any green.
It's bright green. There's a lot of it. It stands out in the desert.
Yeah, it does. I remember I lived in Texas for 10 years. I remember coming back for a flight back to the Northeast and how shocking it was to see all the green.
I'll tell you what, by the time I got done traveling in the East this past year, I was so tired of seeing green and water everywhere. I love water, I love being on the ocean and that kind of thing, but there's so much swampland. I didn't realize how much swampland there is. Like, you can't take a step without sinking. Never did get to see an actual whole alligator, though. in the wild.
Oh, Cheryl sunk in the sand the other day.
That's true. And it wasn't quick sand.
But it happened quickly.
Huh?
We pretty much arrived here in Parker, but I'm gonna show you the whole way into the hospital here. I know how to get there because there's a bunch of signs that tell you it's a left-hand turn up here. You can see the Chevy dealer off in the distance there.
Oh, yeah.
Ford dealer's on the left, quite a ways up.
There's Wally World.
Where?
Oh, no, it's not. That's the gas station.
Yeah, Walmart's way down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
All
keeping an eye out.
blue and orange.
We're keeping an eye out for the H sign.
I see an
Left.
H sign.
Left.
Running Man. It reminds me of the Stephen King book every time I see that.
Mm-hmm.
And there is Parker Hospital. And I'm sure I do not go into the emergency entrance, so there's probably another.
That's a nice looking one.
The best advice they had for me is just go to the hospital. Main entrance.
It also says the police and courts were down here, too.
Hmm.
There's the urgent care. I hear really good things about. The main entrance is right next to.
Right at emergency.
So I need to find a parking space, and you know how to run the. You can figure out how to run the AC if you need it, right?
Probably okay just to
Yeah,
go down the window.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave the keys, but we'll just roll down the windows.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's cool enough outside that she's a good friend.
We're not going anywhere yet.
Yeah.
Are you still running camera?
Yeah, and I'll be back soon. So it turned out to be 90 minutes in there. Good thing there's air conditioning. It was fairly comfortable out here waiting for me.
We weren't running the AC.
Because, you know, it's just was paperwork nonsense. The dates were wrong and they had to redo stuff and I just had to sit and wait. And the actual procedures took nothing. I got the blood drawn immediately and the results were back in my online little app while I was sitting there.
Oh, wow.
They came back.
In half a mile, we're going to be on the left at the Early Bird Coffee Shop.
I know a little bit about Parker, and they're insisting we go to the very worst restaurant in Parker. They have a 2-star review. But we'll go anyway.
Okay, good. So we're going to discount the 500 and something 5-star reviews that we just saw.
Oh yeah, let's. Those aren't really valid.
Oh, okay. I figure they can't all be friends and relatives. It's going to be after this traffic light.
Where it says cafe.
Probably. I'm looking at my map, not at the. Yeah, I think that's a good bet. Right in front of liquor.
Right in front of liquor.
You didn't tell me we had options.
So it turns out my medication isn't, they had to order, it's there, but I asked for the refill too soon, so they can't refill it until tomorrow.
Oh, good grief.
Otherwise, the insurance won't pay, so.
And so if we had stuck to our original plan of coming up here tomorrow, then
You
we
would have gotten me, yeah.
But we're not going to do that now.
I know. I understand that. So I'll have to probably go up, oh God, Saturday? Because the farm's probably closed on Sunday, right?
At Walmart?
Yeah.
I don't think so. And you can certainly check while we're there today.
Kit, what did you do for 90 minutes?
He says, well, I barked at some people.
How did Dottie end up in my seat?
That's where she decided to sit. She came up and sat here for a really long time to annoy Kit. And then she got tired of sitting up and holding her eyes open, so she went over and got in your seat instead. Because it was easier to, lay down and close her eyes.
So where is the restaurant?
Right there. Right on the right. Right there where it says Early Bird Cafe. So you could probably park right next to this Jeep if you wanted to.
I think I could get... Well, you're not going to be able to get out easily.
No, if you park next to the Jeep. Okay.
If I trap the Jeep passenger in, you can get out? How about if
No, I meant right here.
if I parked right here,
Yeah.
in front of the Jeep?
And I'm going to let you, Sally, decide how you want to maneuver.
Careful.
That's what I thought. You want...
She's
Oh.
staying.
Oh,
Not
okay.
going anywhere.
All right.
You're staying, Dottie. You going to open your door?
Yeah, I was going to let you get that one shut so the Kit doesn't leave.
I won't let get out.
Kit, stay. 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 Stay.
Kit,
No,
Kit, come here.
Dottie, stay.
Kit, cool it. No.
Barb?
Barb,
Barb?
what do you need?
Go. Where'd she go? Did she
Probably one inside.
Right.
No. Stop! Stop!
So what do you need?
Bring that off the ground. I can't put my foot down.
Stairs?
No, that's fine. Spitting out now. There we go. Kit, stay.
Hey, knock it off. No.
Listen up. Enough.
No. No. Knock it off. So there's my 3-egg omelet and hash browns, Barb's single egg and hash browns. We got toast inbound, eggs inbound.
You guys need anything else? Do we want more coffee?
Yes, please.
Sally's having the breakfast of a 12-year-old.
Well,
Lego Maego.
and 2 eggs, sausage and bacon. And what's in your omelet, Rob?
Cheese, tomatoes, onions, and mushrooms.
And you just got one little lonely egg and some hash.
Well, I'm now, well, I'd say by myself, but there's Kit and Dottie. Dottie's sleeping. Kit's freaking out because Mom's not here, right? So they're inside doing shopping in Walmart. I did my shopping and didn't turn on the microphone, so I'm hoping you're hearing all that. Are you hearing all that? So outside Walmart, waiting for Barb and Sally to finish their shopping up. Waiting here with Kit and Dottie. And let's see. Like I said, all the tests went well. It just took a long time. There was a lot of mix-up. And as far as the having to pay the $400 for the test that they couldn't get through Medicare, at the end, the lady told me, she said, quite a lot. These things happen, and you never get billed. They figure it out on the other end. And if not, when you get your explanation of benefits, you just, respond to it and tell them, what your doctor said. And because I checked with the surgeon, I said, this is required, right? And he said, yeah, you can't get the surgery without us understanding your blood clotting factors. So when I explained to Medicare that you can't get the surgery without that, and I'm going to imagine this isn't just a one-off on my surgeon. Anytime they're going to cut into you, they're going to want to know about your blood clotting for obvious reasons. So it's kind of a common sense thing. So the code that they put in appears to have been, pretty normal. It looked like blood clotting. It was a diagnosis that was for, hey, cool it, knock it off. Kid. It's all right, kid. Calm down. It looked pretty normal, like test for prior to procedure or something like that. It looked makes logical sense. So I'll let you know how that turns out. Anyway, so I'm gonna wait here for them, and then we're gonna go over to Safeway, and then we're all gonna head home. Right, Kit? Is that what you think? Pretty funny. I thought I saw Barb coming. It's not Barb coming, it's somebody else. So I'm actually sitting here waiting for a text from Sally to pick her up. All right, I'll see you soon. It's not the end of the video yet, right, Kit? Yeah. All right, so we are I slowed down too much. It slowed down a bunch of traffic behind me.
You slowed down to like 15, I think.
Yeah, they're not big fans of mine behind me right now. There's a big fifth wheel, like a 40-foot fifth wheel behind me. The guy is probably
thinking, what the hell's wrong with him?
Yeah, he's probably using foul language to describe me. That was bad. So anyway, we're closing in on Quartzsite here. We could get lucky on the construction because we're up Plamosa Road now, and I don't see any backup. So, guys, you went to Walmart, you went to Safeway, and tell me, well, what was that place we ate? Tell me what you guys thought about the place we ate.
At the Early Bird Cafe?
Yeah.
Well, Rob, I want you to tell us about the Early Bird specials and what your objection was.
My objection was the first thing on the list was Early Bird breakfast, and I complained that there were no times associated with that, so how do I know when I can order it?
And I had to point out that the name of the restaurant was the Early Bird Cafe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what was the verdict on the restaurant?
I thought it was great. I thought the service was good. I was able to prop my foot up on a chair outside of the booth, so I was taking up the maximum amount of space in the aisleway, because everybody wants to do that. And the waffle was perfect. It was fluffy on the inside and crispy on the outside. My over medium eggs were done perfectly, and they had no problem with splitting the order of meat so that I could have both bacon and sausage.
I accused her of having the kiddie breakfast because I tried to grab a piece of her waffle, and she said in a very childlike voice, "Let go of my ego."
I think you're making stuff up again, Rob, because you're the one who said, "Let go of my ego."
No, I'm not. I didn't have an ego. Well, what about you, Barb?
I really liked mine. I had my eggs over easy. I had the one egg with the toast, sourdough toast.
And
I also had hash browns.
What'd you have with your toast?
I was just about to say.
And where'd you get it?
What do you mean, where did I get it?
She hasn't said what she got yet.
I know.
Okay.
We're out of order.
They had orange marmalade, and that
Orange
is my favorite jam. And I saw it on Rob's toast. They brought that for him, so I asked him if I could have it. Then when the waitress walked up, I said, "Do you have more orange marmalade?" And she said, "Sure." So the best part for me was the bread, which I rarely eat, with orange marmalade.
You know what my favorite jam is?
But
Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven.
Uh-huh. I could see that one coming.
So then we went to Walmart, and Sally got a handicapped driving cart, and the three of us went our separate ways. We finished at Walmart, went across the street to Safeway, which also had handicapped carts, and Sally kind of spent a small fortune.
I did. I stocked up. I've been diligently eating everything in my house and cleaning out my refrigerator. So yeah, it was definitely time. I've got some fresh stuff to be able to cook, and I'm pretty excited about that. Had to restock a bunch of spices. Oh, and we didn't check in with Kit on how he enjoyed your breakfast, Rob.
Tried to steal a little bit of my breakfast.
He did.
Yeah, I brought. I had an omelet, and I brought some of it back for Dottie. Kit got in the action a little bit. Dottie's been very disturbing and rambunctious and loud on this trip.
As always.
But
She's still back there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What's she doing? She's
Nothing.
asleep.
She's sleeping.
she's been sleeping since we left.
Kit, on the other hand,
He'll crash later.
All I have to do is mention the name KIT, and I get a wet willy.
Yeah.
Watch. Hey, Kit. Kit.
go see Rob.
Now, of course, now on cue, you're not going to do it.
No, he doesn't like to perform for the camera.
I guess not.
Do ya?
But you'll have to take my word for it. If I pay any attention to Kit, he's just looking at my
Tongue in
ear.
your ear. You are. Yes, you are.
All right. Well, that is going to conclude this video. We're coming into the outskirts of Forsyth. We're passing where my doctor lives. Doctor's
Lives?
office. Here to the left. Right down there. In those buildings over there. Near the fire, down the street from the firehouse.
Look at all this free candy.
Well, there's an ambulance in front of the doctor's office.
Yeah. Where's that road go?
This goes over to a right angle dead end into the road that the library's on.
Oh. Interesting. Okay.
And there's nothing between the doctor's office and where it turns into that road. So we're going to turn the camera on, and I will indulge you in seeing Quartzsite
From this angle.
as we go through it, and I'll turn it off as we pass through the southern end. That street called Center Street, and they spell it Center. Whoever made up that street name was kind of a wiseacre, I think. Let's call it Center Street and spell it with an S.
And put it not in the center of town.
Right. We'll put her off Center Street off Central Boulevard.
Yeah. Maybe it should be off Center Street.
So the construction was not happening today. I don't know what the deal is with that. So it was, what time did we leave?
About 8:45, I think.
8:45, so it's 2. That included a 90-minute wait at the hospital before we could do anything else. Not sure what this work guy in front of me is up to.
Well, maybe this is all the construction we're getting for today over here on the left.
the construction is they have those machines that tear the road up and then reground it into new asphalt. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's very cool to see. But then they still have to come back and fix all the manholes, so that might be the phase they're working on now.
And they're stopped, so I'm going to flip her around. And thanks for watching my video, and appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one tomorrow. And that's it.